When you see Erin Napier on television, calm, kind, and endlessly creative, it's easy to believe she's got it all figured out. As one half of HGTV's beloved hometown duo, Erin and her husband Ben have built a life around love, family, and small-town charm. But behind those smiles and perfectly restored homes, Erin has quietly battled something far more personal. Something she's now decided to talk about openly. In a recent interview on the Whoa, That's Good podcast, Erin revealed that she's struggled deeply with anxiety and worry for most of her life. It's not something viewers would ever guess watching her on camera, but it's a battle she's been fighting since childhood. "I struggle deeply with anxiety and worry," she said softly, "which is why Psalms is my favorite. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." I learned that verse when I was about 8 years old, and I've never forgotten it. Her husband, Ben, who sat beside her during the interview, nodded. "Because you were anxious," he said. "You were an anxious kid?" Erin smiled at that, not defensively, but with understanding. She explained that her anxiety has always been part of her, but over the years, she's learned how to manage it through faith, gratitude, and writing. Long before Hometown ever existed, Erin started a small personal blog. Hardly anyone read it, just her mom, a few friends, and maybe 10 people in total. But that simple daily ritual of journaling became her therapy. "The blog was a practice in daily counting my blessings," she said. "Even if I had a horribly rotten day, if someone I loved had died, I had to sit down at the computer and write something wonderful, something that was a blessing that day." It was a habit that forced her to shift her focus, even in pain, to look for light when everything felt dark. Slowly, it started changing her life. What Erin didn't know at the time was that her little blog was setting the stage for something much bigger. As she and Ben renovated their old Mississippi home, often using reclaimed wood and handmade furniture because they couldn't afford expensive materials, she would post about it online. The writing was humble and honest, and the photos showed real love and teamwork. One day, a television producer stumbled upon the blog. They were intrigued, not by fame or luxury, but by the authenticity of this young couple building something beautiful from scratch. The producer reached out to Erin, and before long, HGTV came calling. That blog, born out of anxiety and gratitude, became the foundation for Hometown. Ben shared during the podcast, "That's where the show and everything eventually stemmed from. It all started with her writing." Erin added, "They saw that we were renovating our house, doing it thriftily, using what we had. I wanted antiques I couldn't afford, so I'd ask Ben to build them. He built the things I dreamed up, and somehow, we made it look high-end on a small budget. I think that's what drew HGTV." Today, Erin sees that moment as proof that small, consistent acts of gratitude can transform a life. What began as a coping mechanism for her anxiety turned into a calling, a way to share her story, her marriage, and her creativity with millions. But she's careful to remind people that the journey isn't over. She still feels anxious. She still worries. The difference now is that she's learned to meet those feelings with faith instead of fear. "With a little faith, patience, and self-work," she said, "your life really can change for the better." Erin's story is a quiet but powerful reminder that the most beautiful things often grow from struggle. Hometown might be about restoring old houses, but for Erin, it's also been about restoring herself, piece by piece, day by day, with love, faith, and gratitude as her foundation. So the next time you see her on screen, painting a wall, or choosing the perfect antique chair, remember this: behind every calm smile is a woman who learned to build peace the same way she builds homes, one small, patient act at a time.